Hey Scorpios, welcome. This is your career and finance reading. So we're going to see what you have going on and get you some messages of clarity and guidance. And then also this is a timeless reading, so anytime you come across it, there may be some messages here for you. And first up we have the Five of Wands. Okay. All right, so I feel like you may be experiencing a little contrast, a little challenge as it comes to continuing to build your legacy. So it could be with your budgeting process or with you just getting that savings together. Okay, so what else? But this is like nothing that you can't handle, okay? And this is just something you designed for yourself to learn some lessons from. So you got this. You can handle this. We have the Nine of Cups as well. So this is you becoming emotionally fulfilled. So you're going to work through this process and get to a place where you do feel not just financially fulfilled, but also emotionally fulfilled and comfortable with your finances and where they are. So no worries. What else? Okay, thank you. All right, so we have Five of Cups and Six of Wands. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna, since the 5 came out first, we'll put it here. Okay, yeah, so I feel like you may feel a little down, you may feel a little discouraged, you may even come down on yourself a little bit because you did get off track a little bit, or things aren't necessarily happening as fast as you want them to, or you encountered a setback here and there. So really take the moment to understand, like, what did you learn from that experience? Take that lesson and move on. So you're definitely being guided to stay in the present moment here. The reflection is good because it helps you understand and see why you feel like you became unaligned and what you feel like you could have done better. And just take those lessons and move forward, apply them to the future state, okay? So we also have Six of Wands, so that is your confirmation of victory and that you will come out of this complete, fulfilled, whole, all of those things. This is just an experience for you to learn some lessons here, but no worries, you're going to be successful. Okay. What else? Okay. So we have Seven of Wands here. Okay. So I feel like you also may... And for some of you, this could be like a separation from employment as well. So it may not necessarily just have to do only with like your budget or your savings, or maybe losing a little bit on your stocks and portfolios. So it could be a myriad of situations that are happening here. Just know that there could be some other approaches that will become available to you, some other options that you may not have really thought about. I was just watching something like a TikTok or something, and it was stating that there's always 3 options, right? So think about what other options are there and available to you, because typically we tend to think it's either option A or B, but there's actually always a third option and many more actually outside of that. But just, you know, keeping it focused here, there's always other options. And in your situation, what I'm seeing here with the Seven of Wands is that there may be options that you haven't necessarily considered yet. Okay. And also just really try to focus on the situations and your attitude on how you're dealing with those situations as opposed to the people in those situations, okay? So that's also what I'm getting here from the Seven of Wands, is that you may be like looking at situations and people and feeling a little defensive and thinking that they're speaking about you in a negative way and talking about you behind your back. But really what others think of you is none of your concern. It is none of your concern. And it has nothing to do with you, so they can think what they want. Nothing to do with you. All you need to focus on is what's in front of you and your present moment and what it is that you choose to do and the attitude that you choose to have in that present moment. Because you know the present is where you are creating your reality and your future. So stay focused on that. What else for Scorpio? Okay, yeah. So also here, it's like some of you may be figuring out ways, because like, you know, you're not getting over on a Scorpio. They got something for you, right? But here, that's being called out here. So the universe knows what you got planned and what you're thinking and conjuring up, and they're saying like, look, just focus on you and making yourself better and greater than before, and opening yourself up to the many blessings that are available to you and that are coming towards you. That is what you're being guided to focus on, Scorpio, okay? So don't come for me, but that is the message I'm receiving. Okay, so what else? What else here? Thank you. Okay, so we have the devil. Yeah. Yeah, so here you come out here again with the devil here. So there's also something that may be distracting you. And again, it could be like just this focus on what others are thinking or feeling about you that you think they are. Because in totality, it's not even everything that you think they're thinking. It's not even all of that. But regardless of the situation, you're being guided to really focus on letting go of those things that distract you and that aren't serving you. Because letting go of that is allowing abundance to come in and to permeate those areas where that negative energy was, or those feelings, or those belief systems, or patterns, thoughts. Letting go of those things is allowing the abundance to come through to you. And this devil is also that confirmation that letting those things go, allowing yourself not to be distracted, is going to contribute greatly to your success. Because that is actually what's holding you back. Okay, so we have Six of Swords here as well. Yeah, and I see you doing that, right? Because you're moving away from that. You're moving toward, you've taken your lessons from it. You said like, okay, you know what? Yep, I learned this, I learned that. And now it's time to just move on. So you're doing that here. Wonderful. What else for Scorpio? Thank you. Okay, Queen of Wands. And the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, I see you moving toward things that you feel passionate about and continuing to work on the goals that you do have. So these are things that you've already accomplished or that are almost there. You're so close in so many ways. And also new things that are coming to you. New abundance, new opportunity. And I feel like there are individuals that are watching you, because I don't even know if these are owls, but they look like owls. But I do feel like there's individuals watching you. And even with the Six of Wands here, that's what that's showing me. And they may be, and I don't typically like get into this, but there may be some people that are jealous or that don't understand how you got to where you are or what you have. You're really being guided to not focus on those individuals and not give them any attention, energy, or power. Okay, stay focused on what you are loyal to, the priorities that you decide are important. That's what you're being guided to focus on. Okay, because you're so close. And then also you have the opportunity here to be appreciative for what you've accomplished so far, and you're also being guided to reflect on that. So the successes that you've had, what did you do to be successful? So in identifying that, you will find things that you can do. You will find new approaches. So yeah, it may not necessarily be new approaches, but it's going to lead to new ideas and new approaches. So you can say like, oh, you know, well, I did this to be successful. So now I can take that and I can kind of restructure it, reorganize it, and do something a little bit different to apply it to something new that's going to be very successful, because you have that knowledge and wisdom and experience. And now you're leveraging that on new opportunities. So that's where you are. That's the energy that you're in, Scorpio. What else? Thank you. So we have Four of Cups here. Yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, definitely I'm going to reiterate again about really focusing on the present moment and staying present and staying centered and being positive. Okay, throughout all the adversity, throughout the contrast, throughout the changes, throughout letting go of things that aren't serving you, your attitude is most important, and how you deal with people and situations that occur that you define as negative or just when it shows you that it's unaligned with you. And that's essentially when you feel it's negative, when you feel there's contrast, when you feel there's challenges, you're seeing that things aren't aligned with you and who you authentically are. So in those moments, focus on the things that do align and focus on a positive attitude and deciding like, okay, what's moving forward with me that actually is for me and that aligns with me and that makes me feel good. So take that knowledge, that information, those ideas, and focus on exploring those and expanding those and growing those, because that is where your abundance will start to connect with you. So what else? Yeah, and it all starts with being grateful and appreciative for what you have and what you've accomplished. So I'm also hearing that. Yeah, okay. So yeah, Scorpio, it is definitely time to get back into those self-care practices and be insightful. Again, if you're going to just focus on reflecting on any type of situation, so important that you limit that time. You have to limit that time, and you have to be very focused on, what did this teach me? What was I supposed to learn from this? Take that and move on, because you are being guided to get back into your self-care practices and reflect. Okay, so we also have the Knight of Wands here in reverse. So just give me some clarity on these two, please. Thank you. Okay. All right. So we have new opportunity coming through to you. A new job, a new role, a new position, a new project, a new business venture, a new opportunity to partner or collaborate with someone. And what I'm hearing is that with this new opportunity being handed to you, you are absolutely supposed to leverage the lessons that you've learned to be better, to be greater, to expand it even broader than anything you've accomplished before. And you've accomplished a lot, and you have a lot to be proud of. So this is about taking that and expanding it, like taking it off the map, like to a place where you never even thought was possible. And in order to do that, you need to let go of this other shit that's not important to you. It's not important to your progress and to your path at this time. So really focus on doing that. So we have the Nymph of Cups. Wonderful, wonderful. Where do I want to put this? I'll put it here. Okay. Yeah, so I feel like this new opportunity is one that you're going to love. You are going to love. You're going to feel inspired by it. You're going to feel passionate about it. Excuse me. So that's how you're going to know what I'm talking about. If it feels amazing, if it feels wonderful, if it feels right, if you feel passionate about it and you're in love with it, that's what we're talking about here. So what else do we have for our Scorpio? Okay, so we have subscriptions. Okay, so yeah, you're being guided. So you may have some subscriptions that you're spending money on them and you're not watching them, or you just don't care for them. So pay attention to that as it's coming up and go ahead and get rid of them. So we have debt elimination. All right. Yeah, so we're budgeting. We do hear that. But yeah, so if there's any way that you can go back through your finances, and I believe I mentioned that very early on here, like going back through your budget and seeing where you are able to cut some things out, refine things, maybe even decide like, yeah, I want to put more into my savings, or put more into my retirement plan, or put more into investing. Yeah, so your finances could use an overhaul is what I'm hearing. And it doesn't have to be anything extravagant, and you don't have to make any changes. But I do feel like you may find some opportunity where you can save and where you can create a better foundation for yourself. So we have real estate. So as a career or as ownership. Okay, so whatever aligns with you and where you're going. And this may even be something that you do aspire to, so you may not be quite there yet. However, it is coming up here for a reason. So that may be something that you may aspire to do. So you may want to start researching, looking into it, either as a career path or an investment path. And then we have as impulsively. Okay, so yeah, you're definitely, okay, for sure. There's a look at the budget that's needed and a look at the spending that you're doing that's needed here, because that keeps coming out here. So yeah, that is a strong message for you. So you're definitely being guided to look at that and look at ways where you can save. So we have hard work. So this is, I don't do hard work. We don't do that. We do inspired action. So it is not going to be hard to you. It may be challenging, but it's not going to be hard. Okay, so do what feels right to you. Do what you feel inspired to do, because that's what we're talking about here. Inspired action toward those things that you feel passionate about and that you love. And then we have improvement. Wonderful. All right, so for those of you who feel like you're already there and you're like, well, you know, I've done this process and I'm back on track here. Congratulations, wonderful. So we want to take a moment to appreciate and recognize those of you that feel like you are already there. That's wonderful, because others are striving to get to where you are. And you may want to leave in the comments or connect with your soul family and community and share the things that you've done to be successful, because it could be very helpful to someone else. All right, what else do we have for Scorpio? Okay, debt paid. I love that, because that is what we're seeing here with improvement. I'm going to put that there. And if that is something that you're still working on, here is your acknowledgement and reward for how far you've come so far. And there's so much more to come. So you're going to be even more handsomely rewarded once you get to that place where you want to be and you reach and accomplish your goals. Okay, so we have office politics, and someone is observing you, and delegate. Okay. So I feel like this is very specific for someone. So if you are a leader or you are in working environment, the corporate environment, just be aware, because we did speak earlier about others may be watching you and they may not have good intentions and they may be talking about you. So this is confirmation that, yeah, that's happening. That's true. But it is about your attitude and how you deal with the situation and the action that you take. Okay. And also there may be opportunities for you to delegate. And this is for entrepreneurs as well as those of you working in the corporate or nonprofit environment. Okay. So yeah, look for ways and opportunities that you can delegate and give responsibility to others. Okay. Especially if you are a leader and you have that role. You're being invited to start to develop others, and you may already be doing that, but there could be more that you could do to do that and support others in their growth and in their journey. Okay, so just take whatever resonates for you. Okay, and definitely stay out of these office politics, because we talked about that very, very, very early on, as far as, yeah, like what other people are saying or doing or thinking, especially about you, is none of your concern. And the other stuff about people gossiping about each other and all of that, if you're a leader, you do have influence and you can come in and encourage everyone to stay focused on their work and to work on their relationships with each other. So you can do that as a leader, and you can do that even if you don't have the title of a leader, right? You can still do that. But yeah, just really do your best to stay away from that, because it's not going to be helpful to you or any of the parties involved to get involved in any of the office politics and gossip and all of that. Okay, so I'm just going to get two more here. So we have financial challenges and investment strategies. So yeah, these are things that can help you during these challenges. And we've seen that come up here with looking at your budget and figuring out ways that you can save. You may also want to look at investment strategies and what your portfolio currently is and how you can adjust it to be more profitable for you. Okay, so maybe look at your return on investments and what you're receiving right now, and look at other opportunities that may be out there that you can take advantage of. Okay, so it's going to be different and look different for everyone, but you're being guided to look at it. What else do we have for our Scorpio? Okay, so we have balance. Yes, work on that balance, body, mind, and soul. And I feel like there's also this message of balance between the things that you love to do and want to do and splurging and enjoying yourself versus saving and continuing to build your finances and solidifying your financial foundation. So there is balance that can happen there. So you can still enjoy yourself, but also save. What do you really want? And unstick the stuck, and bravely market your magic. Okay, so there may be opportunities for you to so we know that there's new blessings and opportunities coming to you, and I feel like there is this message here about focusing on what you desire and getting in that energy and raising your vibration to the timeline, to the frequency where you are open and receiving the abundance that's coming to you. So really getting in that positive, unconditionally loving, expansive type of energy. Okay? And also, I feel like some of you may have some esoteric talents and gifts that you want to explore, you want to put out there, you want to connect with other people and share your gifts and talents, and you're being guided to do that. Find the strength and the courage and the bravery to do that, to put yourself out there. Okay, so this is your confirmation of that. What else do we have for our Scorpios? Okay, so we have quite a few here. We have working hours, so there may be some adjustment for you, or there may be like opportunity for you to change that in some way. And I'm hearing like adjust, like the remote work. There may be a balance that you can negotiate with that with your employer. So it's just going to depend on the situation, or you may have the opportunity to change your working hours in some way so that it's more beneficial to you, and it's allowing you to create more balance between your needs, your family's needs, your partner's needs, your children's needs, your grandparents, your parents' needs, like for all the needs and the work that you do in the community, and that that time that you need to even have alone with yourself. There's opportunity for you to adjust that and create a more balanced environment. You may need to negotiate to do that. But I feel like you do have amazing negotiation skills that are also being called out with this negotiation card as well. So I feel like for some of you, this is even negotiating like lower interest rates or lower finance fees with the credit card or something. So just look at that in any way that you feel strongly that you want to negotiate better rates, or in a partnership of some kind. You have the power here to do that and to get what you desire. So we have strategic planning coming into place. And I feel like for some of you, this is from an entrepreneurial perspective. So you need to decide what you want for your business. You want to decide and create that plan, and then take the inspired action toward it. And then we have advertising. So that may be one avenue or opportunity for you, because we also saw that you're being guided to get those talents out there into the community and into the world and share that. And you may do that with advertising. Okay, wonderful. So what else? Okay, so we have wreath with sorrow over a loss. Okay. We have chair filled, someone new is entering your life. And we have not with unsuccessful plans. Okay. All right. And I feel like we've spoken at length about, yeah, there may be some challenges or contrast that's coming through here for you. And it may even be someone new that comes in within the working environment that just creates a little bit of havoc and chaos in some way. And it's just like not a good move for the direction that you want the team to go in, or the direction that you just want to go in as far as your career path is concerned. And this could also be like influence from greater individuals that don't even work there, like you know, just in government or what have you. There may be some influence there that comes through, and then there's these different plans that are happening, changes, all this stuff happening. So that may be something that you need to work through and process. But again, we talked about getting out of the past, getting out of that energy, processing it, taking what is important as far as the lesson that you need to learn, and using that to create your future, right? All right, and then let's just close out with a couple of messages. You're exactly where you need to be. That is a wonderful message, and we could have ended on that because everything is happening according to the frequency and the vibration that you are on, and you will receive in divine timing. So as soon as you're raising your frequency and vibration to that level, then you shall receive. But in the meantime, you are perfect. Everything is happening in the perfect way, the most perfect way, because it's all happening for your highest good. And it's showing you more about who you are and who you want to be and who your authentic self is. And it's helping you to align more with that. So don't compare your life to others. Your journey is your own. And there's more to know than what you currently know. And you as Scorpio, you know this already. So we don't have to tell you that. You know that already, and you know that things will be revealed in time, and you know that divine timing is happening and occurring here, and you know that you will receive all that is coming to you in the form of abundance and blessings when you're ready for it. Okay, Scorpio? So those are the messages I have for you. Please like, share, subscribe, and leave me a comment to let me know how this resonates. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and we'll talk soon.